Welcome back to Empower Your Soul with Nicole. I am here with a hopefully podcast quickie to challenge my spiritual team to see if they can solve the riddle of relationships in my readings. So a little bit of background here. I used to be amazing at pulling out relationships. Just the typical ones, right? Because like the weird, your second cousin's husband's mom, right? Like that's not going to come out. No medium's going to be able to read that for you. But what has been happening really lately, and this has been consistent, I am getting relationships wrong pretty much every time. And it's just been really interesting for me from someone that goes from I nailed it every single time, to I can't get it right for the freaking life of me. So I thought I had the brilliant idea to come on here and, they're telling me to grab a deck, to get on here and pull out the reason why I'm getting it wrong. And this is going to be like channeled for me, but this thought process, how I approach this might work for you. So be open to receiving it. Don't mind me shuffling some cards. They told me to pull a card for this. And so I'm going to challenge them to tell me, one dropped on the floor, what's going on with my readings so that I can get the relationship right. Don't mind me just scooting around trying to, okay. So what I'm getting from my team about my relationships is, and they keep bringing me to my lovely, lovely friend Karen. Hi, Karen. And how when she was pregnant, she thought it was a girl. And she's saying my intuition was wrong. I ended up having a boy. So I was totally off on my intuition. And then Spirit hopped in and said, no, you didn't read boy or girl. You read the personality of the person, of the baby that was growing, right? And the personality of her baby was a soft, kind, respectful, thoughtful, caring, loving soul. She interpreted that as female. It was a boy that was thoughtful, loving, caring, respectful, kind. You know where I'm going with this? So it's not that she got the gender wrong. She pulled the personality, and the personality she interpreted. So that was her brain interpreting it, because society here, kind, gentle, soft people are women, right? Not true, but you know where I'm getting at. That's the societal norm, right? So Spirit in my head is telling me that's what you do because you're so good at reading personalities. Sorry, this is my team channeling to me. Weird. But I'm so good at reading personalities that is automatically what comes forward now. So an example, the other day I was in a practice session and I was challenged to say, what are the relationships of the spirit when I open a session? Okay, I can see 4 people. I see a mom, a dad, an aunt, and uncle. I believe I said that. I didn't get any of those right. It was grandparents. So it was, I guess, mom-like, dad-like. I prefer grandpa, grandma, right? The aunt was a friend and the uncle was a friend, I believe, or a cousin. There was something, one was a cousin, one was a friend. Every single one of them I got wrong, but that all points to I received the information in terms of the personality first. So I felt like a woman and a man that was very protective over her, very loving for her in her life all the time, always there, always around. I interpreted that personality as mom and dad. That was my bad. I should have just started with, I have a woman and a man here that are very protective of you, very watching over you. They are definitely within, your immediate family. They watch over, protect you. They're kind, they're loving, they're there for everything. Would you understand that? And leaving the relationship up to them. And Spirit's like, leave the relationship up to them. I don't like that. I'm going to work with them on that. I disagree, but this is my human ego coming in. In terms of the aunt, I felt like she was fun. I feel like she was unattached. I felt like she had no kids, right? And because I have an aunt that's fun, unattached, doesn't have kids, or I've read a lot of those over the years, I equate that feeling to aunt now. But no, she was just a fun person that she was friends with, that was married. I think she did have kids. But the first energy that she gave me was this really fun, playful person that is meant to bump up and make her life exciting. So my brain hopped to the readings where I've had fun aunts that weren't married, that didn't have kids, that were there for the fun, right? Again, I leaped because of my previous readings and jumped to relationship based on my knowledge of previous readings. And Spirit's telling me I did nothing wrong. Like normal people would have the same normal people would have the same like reaction or patterns. So essentially what they're telling me is my brain has made patterns out of the feelings of these spirits I brought in, and I need to watch that because spirit doesn't work in patterns. It's a very human thing that I need to break. Yeah, I heard you, team. I heard you. So I'm going to walk through one example of that uncle that I felt that was, I think, actually a cousin. And he felt really fun to me. He felt like he passed really young. He felt like, again, fun uncle territory. Feels like someone that's in the family I'm close to, doesn't feel like a direct relationship, but he felt older and wiser. I'm not going to say he felt like an old man, but those of you that read spirits, you know what I'm talking about. When you have like a gentleman that feels, or a person that feels wiser, I don't know, I can't use a different word than that. They feel very wise. They feel like not even that they've had a long life, they just know things. I guess that's the way I want to put it. That's how this felt to me. He felt fun. He felt accomplished. He felt wise. And I don't know why, but again, Spirit's breaking down that barrier for me in my head right now. I related that to Uncle. So if you are someone like me that is getting something wrong that you typically got right all the time, they're saying watch your patterns, watch where the information's coming from, and really break it down. And they're showing me I need to write it down on paper. So get a piece of paper out and write down what am I getting wrong consistently? And then like, what am I reading the energy as? Why do I think it's like an uncle, an aunt, a mom and dad? And how do I break that pattern? And they're saying you do the first 3 columns. Spirit will do the last column for you. How you break that pattern and how you bring in the fresh perspective of what you should be doing or how you should be reading that information. And it's almost like if you consistently get it wrong because personality is always the first thing that comes through and the personality is making you jump to the relationship, don't say relationship. Say personality. It's like retraining your brain to be like, okay, so hang on, time out. I used to say relationship first all the time. Now I'm going to say personality first, and I'm going to let them tell me in a different way what the relationship is, because I would always feel for the relationship, and what they're telling me is you don't feel for the relationship anymore. They'll tell you. They'll use words. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's the evolving of your mediumship and knowing that it's always changing, always refining, always getting better. So when you're consistently getting something wrong, you have leveled up and it's time to reassess maybe some of those foundations that you freaking band-aided together and reassessing the way that you can best, more efficiently receive that information in an accurate way to make your readings better and better. I didn't read the cards. Please hold. I got an upwards ace of birds. I'm reading from my beloved Cosmovisions deck, which to me is telling me it's not the beginning. What worked doesn't work anymore because it's in reverse. And the weaver is essentially, it's a woman kneeling on the ground with angel wings and what looks to be like a white version of the plague mask on. And she's got something in front of her that swirls up. It's like, looks like a book, but it like swirls up to the heavens. So this is validation for you. I'm going to hold it up in the YouTube picture. This is validation for you that you're doing all of the right things. There's nothing wrong with the way that you're reading it, but let spirit lead the way so that you can focus on the learning and they'll help you refine the energy so that you can best understand it. So again, lean on your spiritual team there. I'm going to leave that card up for a few days. Thanks, team. Well, since this was so successful, you will likely hear me figuring things out live on these podcasts going forward, and trying to solve some of the wonky stuff that has been going on with my mediumship lately as I continue to grow and evolve and hopefully become better and more accurate in my mediumship. So thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for joining me and my spirit team on this troubleshooting journey. And if you are having the same problem, it might be helpful to approach it in the same way. All right. Love y'all. Take care. Bye.